is big. I mean, we're not talking 15k in one climb. We're talking 15k across 3 climbs.
Yes, it is indeed big. The 3 climbs out there today, all 5 kilometres in length. It is the Dragon's Fury climb, and the riders do face it 3 times. They've also got the smaller climb as well in between. 2 sprints today, but they come after the climb, so it's going to be a strong climber who takes the sprint competition today. So that first climb comes at the 4.4 kilometre marker. That's where it starts. Out the start pen, it is a descent to that point with a flat transition. And at the base of the climb, wow, it is steep to start with. Then we get to the top at the 9.4k mark. That's the first banner that the riders are going to see. There is a bit of a tailwind out there that is going to help the riders on the climb today. There's also a bit of a tailwind on that descent. Then as they get to the bottom through the Tronga sprint, it's the headwind that is going to catch the riders out at that point. 3 times up that Dragon's Fury climb. Well, it's not actually, it's 2, because the third one is the Tronga Crescent climb. That's only 4k. What can I say? It's easier than 3 times up the Dragon's Fury. Well, maybe not, because the headwind is out on that course. And of course, you've done 2 lots of the Dragon's Fury before you get there. So 4k of climbing to finish. It is steeper, but there are a number of steps out there on that final climb, and I do think that is going to make it very, very interesting.
It's going to be very interesting to see who can respond to the challenge that's thrown down by this course across all of our categories. Now, Category 6, 9 teams in Category 6. Got to say, well done to Category 6. They've 9 teams out of the 32 teams across all of our categories, well done to the teams with 5 riders. Only 2 teams level racing and 5 riders. Only 2 teams level racing and 5 riders. Only 2 teams level racing and 5 riders. Only 2 teams level racing.
9 teams, 9 new riders. Welcome to the new riders out there. I hope you enjoy your first Sunday Race Club.
So 9 teams and new riders in Category 6, 7 teams in Category 5. Again, 2 teams with 5 riders. Those 2 teams, Level Racing 5 and the Lone Bikers. Great job done by those Lone Bikers with 5. It's a bit of an oxymoron, really.
Well, can I just say, welcome back to Luke Allport to the Sunday Race Club. Last seen in February. It's now June. He has been racing the Cycling Esports League on a Tuesday, but he is back. Luke Allport, to Allport, the man who has a verb named after him.
He has indeed. I haven't thought of a verb from Category 4 other than it's going to be tough, because we have tough and more tough, because we've got 5 teams in here, 2 teams of 5. Again, you notice a trend here, and that is the BMC Racing 4 squad and the Racio Racing 4 squad.
Well, 63 riders on the start sheets in Category 4. Clinton Cirillo coming up into this category. Last time we were on this Bhutan course, Jamie Velez and Ryan Giuliano rode really, really strongly.
Let's move to Category 3, and from now on there are no 2 teams of 5. I'll give you the spoiler now, because the most riders in a team in Category 3 with the 4 teams is Category 3 team, Cycling District 3. They have 4 riders. It's all 3s and 4s today.
3s and 4s.
It is indeed.
I think you're at 3s and 4s.
Maybe our 6s at 7s. We will see. So Category 3, Cycling District 3, 4 riders.
Category 3, 72 riders on the start sheets, and there are a lot of strong riders in here. Nico Kansara holds the course record in Bhutan at 1 hour, 30 minutes and 4 seconds. Category 2, 67 riders on the start sheets, and the course record holder X100 in the mix.
He is in team. He's one of the teams with 3 riders. Beast Mode and Friends BMC Elite Racing, along with UAE Clan team of Mr. X100, Pavel Popovic and SS. But there are 2 teams of 4, and they belong to the Peloton Phantoms and the Hitmen.
Wow.
Let's move to Cat 1. Cat 1, 2 teams on the start list, 1 team of 4, 1 team of 3. Zero Ducks Racing has 3, Alpha Jaw have 4 riders.
Yes, I think this is going to be really interesting when it comes to the team competition next week. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Jason Osborne took that win last week. Ollie Jones has been riding strongly for a long time now. So has Ruben Dont. Syed Safrazadi returned to form last week, but it was a course that he traditionally goes very, very well on. And Stefan Van Elst was rounded out that top 5. Leonard Tugel's on the start sheets today. Going to be interesting to see how he rides. Dan Turek here as well.
Time to go racing. We've got all of our 6 sets of riders from category 6 through 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 on the start line. You can see, because this is Bhutan, we're going to be going in laps. It's already snowing in Bhutan. It's time to see who can melt the snow with the speed of their tyres. Category 6 head off on to the tarmac, onto the asphalt, and this big group of riders head out and away in category 6, the first of our riders to hit the course at the moment. Category 6 last week, Emma's already mentioned Greg Gacek doing a fantastic job in the overall. Took the sprints win with 10 points, 4 points clear of Diego Schwartz, and the climbs win as well.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say,
Brilliant
Gacek
riding.
and Schwartz, the battle
Yes.
between those 2 riders last week. Schultz was clear, Gacek caught, Gacek went clear. They rode together at some point. It was absolutely brilliant.
It was one of the best races as a duo race I've seen for a long, long time.
It was just, honestly, it was superb. It really, really was. And Gacek coming out on top. He's on start sheets today. But Sam Lee is the rider pulling it off the front at the moment. And as I mentioned at the start of the show, 9 new riders in category 6 today. Scott Toxon is here. Stephen Stolk is in the mix. Julian Schlepp. Jürgen Summeren is here. Cameron Pryor, one of the new riders. Honestly, it's fabulous to see that the Sunday Race Club is still growing with new racers.
It certainly is. And don't forget, you could be on that start line. Just jump on to mywhoosh.com and get yourselves down. Make sure that you follow the rules, that you check out the rule set, the tech guide, and of course, get yourselves out and riding on MyWhoosh. You can download the app on iOS, on Android, or on Windows. Now, we are in with one of the 2 riders of last week who made that fantastic battle, Diego Schwartz, on our screens, the Brazilian at the moment, spinning away. Thank you very much, Diego, for putting on what was a fantastic show on that race. And I can't wait to see what happens today when the riders are out on course. But a big thank you to Diego for, it's not just about the race performance, the entertainment factor was high.
I know. And the riding, the racing, the quality, 6 race fields. And we say week in, week out, 6 different races on the same course. And that's what we see. Look at the power going down off the front of this. They do not want to wait. It is a flat and then a descent at the start. And Cameron Pryor really dialing it on the front. And I tell you, the category 6 pack are in all sorts of problems at the moment.
They certainly are. Category 6 are in all over the road. Well, it's heading out as one big pack. In Category 5, our riders up and away already heading out. Now, I'm going to talk very quickly about our sprint winner, King of the Mountains winner, and individual winner. As Luke Allport does an Allport, I'm going to be stopped in my tracks because Luke Allport has Allported. It is faster than anybody else. Good day, sir. Good evening. It's good to see you, or good night, down there. Luke is back.
I know.
The return of the Luke.
I'm so pleased. The King of California is racing in Bhutan.
Yeah, there's a little bit of difference between the son of California, but Luke is doing the same in the snow of Bhutan. He's doing an old port. Look it up in the Oxford English Dictionary when we get it there. It will happen one day. We do keep trying. The more everybody else puts it out there, the more chance there is. And let me go back to our race winner. Now, a very familiar name for everybody, Cy Bradley. Brady goes on and takes away
Tell you something.
Everything. Coaching works.
Coaching works.
It does indeed. Cy Brady took the win. He took the sprint and the climbs. I did a double check of his records. It's his first win on the Sunday race. So congratulations, Cy. I'm sure I speak for a lot of the community as well as people riding on MyWhoosh who benefit from all of your hard work on making things happen. And of course, from your coaching congratulations. Well done, buddy.
Si, one of the live coaches on
He is
MyWhoosh. You can
indeed.
join his sessions. If you head over either on MyWhoosh info to the live coaching pages, you can find out where he is coaching and what sessions he's doing. You can find that on the live coaching page as well on the mywhoosh.com. You know, when you log on and you see it, you can join those sessions. They are great fun to get the hard work done, structured training done in a group with a live coach. Live on our screen at the moment, the riders in category 5 and 6.
Indeed, 2 of our 6 categories away, category 5 up and racing. And I did notice behind Cy Bradley's domination of the categories that you could win them all. There were different names across everything, and it really shows. And you look actually through the names, it shows you how tough it is to be at the right place at the right time. And I think the more you ride on the Worlds, the better you have a chance of actually being up there, knowing when to expend your energy when things are so close as they are in our categories here. Now, let's go with our next category. To head out from the start pen, it's going to be category 4, who are heading off on to the route with Juan Restrepo, the rider who's leading this out, putting in a big effort here. The rest of the group will get on his heels because he's going to drop down. I think that was I'm getting out of the pen and I'm going to be up or near the front kind of moment as we jump in with Aidan Sinclair, the sprint winner in the racing after having taken a win previously. Good to see Aidan back in action.
I know. One of the things I absolutely love about Aidan Sinclair is he's gone up from category 5 to category 4 and he's gone, I am showing you who I am and what I can do. He has absolutely gone for those sprint competitions ever since he joined this category, and he has been very successful.
He has, and I have to say, one of the things that I think is really interesting, he doesn't have his crew around him having a party.
It's not the final.
It's not, I know. Is it a finals party? Do let us know, Aidan. We'd love to know. Get in touch with Matt back in the squad, or me at Matt Fix Pain, as we see 2 riders off front, including Hassan Sultan.
Yeah, the stretch on the category. In fact, the stretch on every race course so far coming out of this pen has been huge. Carlos Alvarez absolutely dialing this into the descent. They're at 71 kilometres an hour, flat out the start pen, then into the descent, picking up the pace and kicking over the top of the climb, top of the descent, to pick up the momentum, to get the speed up and to head down. And that's exactly what Sultan and Alvarez are doing. And look at the pack chasing behind.
They are. It's a steppy descent, so you've got these flat plateaus on the way down. We expect these two to be pulled back by the speed of that group of the pack coming back in. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to do it, but I think they're just about to make contact. Just going to dive into the pain cave down here. There we go. It's Mutsari and Alusa. Good day, sir, and sir. It's all 4 of you. Collecting what's the collection of sirs? I don't know.
No idea, but Henry is ready and strong to race today. Mohamed Mukhtari right at the front of the pack. The call comes, though, for to take turns to keep this pace high.
And a big thank you to Mohamed Mukhtari for getting in touch with me, along with a number of other people in the week. Over the last 2 weeks, yes, I did enjoy the BMX. Yes, it was a lot of good fun. I was working with a colleague.
But you're so pleased to be back in the studio.
I am
with me,
really pleased to be back with the family. It feels like that here at MyWhoosh on the Sunday Race Club. So thank you for having me back as well.
I'm not even trying today. Get the green light. They go out of the pen. The riders are moving in this. Do you know how hot it is in Europe at the moment? Well, it's hot in different places all around the world, and I've already had a number of messages from the women today just saying how hot and how challenging it was to stay cool for the Sunday Race Club. It's snowing in Bhutan at the moment. It's not snowing as we head into the pain caves of our Category 3 riders. Patrick Bloom, Carlston, Yannicki, Sir, Almeida, Brignall, Hernandez. Some of those riders are in streaming daylight. Others, it's still dark outside.
We go right around the world with the Sunday Race Club on MyWhoosh. I hope wherever you are watching, wherever you're racing, you're riding, you're enjoying the racing. Although when you are doing the racing bit, that's not always the most enjoyable moment in the moment. But we will see how that plays out today. Who's going to be smiling at the end of the race? Who is going to be thinking about what training they're going to do later? We'll soon find out. In with Patrick Carlson. Good to see Patrick here. The hair blown in the breeze here, keeping himself cool. I think the the heat wave that's over Northern Europe. We've got the canicule blowing here outside
the
the
sensible
studios
thing is
in
to not race
France.
today.
Extends right the way up, in fact,
don't do
to
sensible things.
Finland and to the Scandinavian countries. So lots of warmer temperatures at the moment. But it is the height of summer. It is the summer solstice, as
I really
mentioned,
like
which
it,
is
of
the
course. It's like
time of
these
year when the
climbs
days
are
are at
just
their
on the
longest
limit
in the
for me.
northern hemisphere. And I'm presuming, I don't actually
But
know
it'd
this
be
because I've
a
never
fun.
actually checked, but I'm presuming it's exactly the
Only ever
same
really
day in the
pushed
southern
myself in the
hemisphere
finals on the
that
Sunday
is the
race.
shortest, the 21st of June. It should be, but
Because
there's
it takes
time
so
shifts
long
because
to
we're like
recover.
on
You can't
different
do
time
anything
zones. So Emma's probably going to go look this up now because it's the sort of thing
I
that
don't really care about the
keep
prize
Emma
money.
entertained whilst
I care
we're
more about
busy
the
looking at Category
racing at
3,
this level.
making the way down. So Category 3 on the way out. Fabio
That's what it's
Hulhorst
about,
taking away the
being part of the
Key of the Mountains
community,
winner
trying to
last time out. Nick Scolari doing what Nick Scolari does,
grow
getting himself to the
the
top of the standings. This time, sprint winner with the overall win going to Sergio Hoyos in Category 3. As we dive in with Category 2, it's time to go racing the clock on countdown.
Well,
the huge pack waiting to head out from that start pen, the green mask jerseys heading out onto the course. SS of the UAE clan team taking away the sprint win with those repeated efforts. The KOM win going to SS, but he couldn't take the overall win. It was his teammate on the UAE clan team, Mr. X100, who took away the win. And in 216 participations, it was his 11th win on the Sunday Race Club in 216 rides. That's commitment.
Yes, it is. And it is indeed the winter solstice, opposite of the summer solstice.
Is it the 21st? So it's like 12 hours before. It's not the 12 hours after, which would be the 22nd. That's what I kind of mean.
The 21st.
So it's actually the day of the 21st.
Right, well, Category 2 riders on your screen at the moment, from Simmons and Walter and Alishung at the top to Nico Gombe, Yazbek, Bjorklund and Cahill on the bottom of your screen. Sandwiched between those two rows of riders, Jan Yazbek, Giselle Betty, Con Ken, Maciej Mendakowicz and Mark Santo. And, well, Maciej Mendakowicz already got the towel ready.
Good man. I'm not surprised. Oh, great to see Ollie Simmons, the next generation of Simmons, I suspect, just ready to come out and race, getting the training in, getting the familiarisation with the screen there, top left-hand side of the screen. And interesting to note, ice vest on already. No surprises there. It is very, very warm in the Northern Hemisphere, much warmer than most people are used to. Now, just in with Category 2, Emma. It's a huge pack. It's really, really a battle each and every week in here. And one of the things I always notice more about Category 2 than the categories before when they come out of the pens, Category 2 really are well drilled coming out of the pen. There's no long line of ones. They're all like 2-3 riders wide, but they are all in that group. By the time you get to Category 2, you've pretty much got this dialed, haven't you?
Yes, but I also think is that there's differences in strategies and tactics at play. And also, when you think about it, Category 2, actually the differential in Category 2 is really small between the top of Category 2 and the bottom of Category 2. It's a really tight bunch. It gives close racing, it gives really tactical racing. They know that everybody is capable of staying in the group should a push go from the start. Category 1, very, very similar. The quality of this race field, they know a big drive off the start, well, all it's going to do is finish everybody's warm-up. But at the moment, 28 riders on the start sheets in Category 1, and it's Lionel Vuyasin who is on the front with his AlphaJaw teammate, Ollie Jones. Good to see the AlphaJaw jersey on Vuyasin's back as he has got that big screen in front of him.
He has indeed. The more information you can get in and the easier it is to access, the better generally our riders will race. Bjorn Andresen, the rider who's leading this out, the charge out from the front, 1 or 2 riders at the back being distanced at the moment. Just taking a look at the headline stats from last week, you would think it was business as usual and not a last minute charge, because Jason Osborne taking the win in the sprints, the KOM and overall doesn't really necessarily tell you the story, as we see a very early push here. Bjorn Andresen is going has gone hard. Linden Milostic's on his way across. They're just about to drop down and really start building speed here, Emma. We've got riders distanced off the back already. This is ratcheting the pressure up early for a race that's 55.5 kilometres long.
Yes, and it's interesting that it's Andreasen who has gone off the front. We know, he is just ever present when it comes to trying to shake the racing up. The Zero Ducks racing crew that he is part of, they really do like to throw the assumptions that you might make looking at the course out of the window. Syed Safarzadeh on your screen at the moment. You can see the medals and the trophies all around the pain cave, and he rode absolutely brilliantly last week. It was really great to see him on that Australian Outer Loop course. He took third place in that sprint behind Ollie Jones for second.
And I'm saying, do get in touch. Let me know what's on the slideshow. The picture to his left, our right, changed partway through that. It flicked across because it's a slideshow on the TV telebox screen, on your TV, on his TV screen. It's nice to say, do get in touch with me. It's at Matt Fix Pain. Let me know, and let me know if I can tell everybody or not as well. So if you do want things to tell us, things that you don't want out there, do make sure you tell us, because as commentators, I'm going to steal a line from the new podcast. We do tend to talk a lot.
Well, we do, but Ollie Jones at the moment is racking his wheels behind him.
Yes.
You can see the Cat 1 race just on his screen, and the fans positioning to keep the air blowing, but Jones taking that second place and winning that sprint last week. Do you know there were 50 seconds down on Jason Osborne, who went over the line solo, but just 0.4 of a second separated Jones, Safarzadeh, Don and Van Elst. Adrian Alvarado, the rider, now digging in and going off the front of the pack. They're on the flat section here at 2.5k. They've come down out of the start pen area. This is the transition towards the base of the climb. The first climb starting at 4.4k into the race. Funny enough, Category 2 are at 4.4k into the race, and Jonah Chatty is about to head out on to the climb.
So Jonah Chatty leading the riders on, but ominously hovering. SS looking to see if he can use his power. He expends so little energy when he's in the bunch. Really make sure he hides out of the way. But the moment that you go onto the climb, then you see the acceleration, you see that push, and you see that move. Category 1, top left-hand side of your screen. Category 2, top right-hand side of your screen. Bottom left-hand side of your screen, you can see that we have our leader. In fact, going on to the left in full is our leader in Category 5, and on the right-hand side, our leader in Category 6. They are at 7.5 and 8.4 kilometres respectively into this race route. And remember, the top of this climb doesn't come till 9.4 kilometres, so still plenty of distance to go. At the moment, our leader in Category 6, Matthias Kroos, has got 21 seconds on a big group of riders behind. And for me, this group of riders, the pressure's not on. They're across the road. They're a big bunch. You know, if they were there in person, they'd be able to hand over water bottles, gels, bars, talk about DIY
teammates.
or whatever. Well, not necessarily to anybody you might need help from later on in the racing.
Well, Simon Llewellyn on the nearby list at the moment.
Indeed.
Now on your screens as well. Llewellyn doing an absolutely sterling job here. He is one of the riders who works hard behind the scenes as well, particularly in terms of organising the teams for the finals.
Indeed, and I've got to say, Simon's getting extra points from me today because he has the best ceiling in a garage anywhere I've ever seen. That's a garage door closer above his head there, and that is the smoothest, whitest, most perfectly painted ceiling I think I've ever seen in somebody's garage.
Well, there we go.
Extra points, sir. Well done. Let's see if we can convert points to prizes a little bit later on.
He is right at the front of the pack, but the pack is behind Matthias Kroos. Kroos having gone out on the climb at the 9-kilometre mark. He's 400 metres from the top. Vizhvova, Vagada, Gonzalez, Llewellyn, Montoya are all in the chase group behind, but they are 20 seconds back. 20 seconds back on Kroos. Kroos has got this climb dialed.
He has. He's got the pace at the moment, Cruz. So Vergara at the moment leading the chase behind. Just taking a look on the left-hand side of the screen, Marvin Leonard. I was wondering how far it would be before he got into the thick of the Category 6 riders. And I think I'm going to have my question answered at the moment we come around this left-hand turn, because it's not going to be long before he starts to see riders in front. In fact, you can just see that group of Category 6 riders in front of him. So the Category 5 rider at the moment closing down the distance. It's only about 500 meters, half a kilometer separating Category 5 leader Lennart from Cruz, who's leading Category 6 and the leader on the road at the moment.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Cy Bradley working his way up with the pack. Alex Chubb, Nicola Savic there as well, Lucas Petter, all in that Category 5 mix. But Marvin Leonhardt is the rider continuing to work his way through the earlier starting Category 6 race. And he really is, well, he's only around 450 metres now behind this man, Matthias Cruz. But you can see the pack of Category 6 riders closing in from behind. Cruz is going to go underneath the polka dots in one, but Eric Vivova is absolutely dialing it now to try and take second underneath the banner.
So the points going 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 on this Dragon's Fury climb as the riders make their way up over the top, just waiting for those to be updated. In fact, I'm going to just do a revise actually, because the scale of this climb, it's 15 points for the win. It's 12 and then 10, 8 and 5. So 15, 12, 10, 8 and 5.
It's not a small climb.
It's not.
So more points, bigger climb. Cruz takes 15 points, Vojvoda takes 12, Montoya takes 10. Well, I'm going to go Esteban Montoya takes 10 because Orlando Montoya takes 8, and Simon Llewellyn, who we had on our screens not that long ago, picking up 5 points.
And this is where having MyWhoosh info is really important for everybody when you get to the end of the show and you're looking back, or the end of the race, and you're looking back through the results, because of course the points are not as simple to add up, particularly if you've got bad maths like Matt's maths.
Well, here we go. Marvin Leonhardt on your screens at the moment. You can see him up and out the saddle, sitting down, getting back out. He's climbing and climbing really strongly. Category 5, you think he's going to be the first rider underneath that banner? He is, absolutely. Now, interestingly, I think that is a mountain bike.
It is indeed a mountain bike. It's great to see. I know a number of riders who use their riding indoors to optimize the performance outdoors, and that's one way of doing it if you're a mountain biker. Nicola Savic, the next rider coming through to take points in Category 5. He's going to take away those big kickers. He went over the line, just going to come through ahead of Bradley, Roy and Zimmerman. We're going to get a confirmation. Yeah, it was really tight. I'm going to wait until the screens update to see who scored what. Oh, here we go on your screen. Lennart taking 15 points, Savic taking 12, Zimmerman taking 10, just pipping Bradley for 8, and Roy with 5. You can see the difference between Zimmerman and Bradley. That came down to 0.067 of a second.
Yes, it did indeed. It was so tight at the top. So Marvin Leonhardt, 17 seconds clear of the chase group, but the chase group, 21 riders large.
Ouch, that's big. That's a big group. Now, let's dive in with Category 4. Interesting, we're seeing these lone riders going off the front in Category 6, 5 and 4 here. This is another lone move at the moment. Reichert at the moment leading up towards the top of the climb, and be very interested to see how he goes over the top, the way that riders decide to push on or otherwise.
Yes, it is indeed. But Reinhardt goes through and under. Ryan Giuliano putting a big push in. He wants second place today. 7 watts per kilo. It really is a big push. He goes through into Mika Rusamaki, Sebastian Prince, Arthur Corbani, Neil Unger, all in the mix. So too is Jamie Velez. Velez and Giuliano, as we mentioned earlier, go well on this course. So they'll want to be there or thereabouts, but others will be contending those climbs.
So Rijkaard, Giuliano, Rusimaki, Prince and Corbani, the riders in that order, scoring points as they came through. Rijkaard so far in his 11 participation, he's had 1 win and he's taken a KOM jersey, a climbs competition jersey as well. So dangerous on the climb. 7 seconds clear
of Giuliano, but Giuliano leading a 23 rider group through. So I think we're going to see 24 riders come back together again on the descent in Category 4.
Now, category 3 going true to form as well. Solo leader off the front, Sebastian Backrasia. Rask going off the front in category 3. Category 2, solo leader SS on the move, but Jamie Cahill along with Peter Milostic at Termerton in the mix, chasing down. We're seeing riders pushing clear to get points here.
Yes.
And to try and gain that distance. But we're seeing generally bunches behind it. Category 3 is a little different because now Batty's sort of sandwiched in no man's land between our leader and the chasing pack.
It's an interesting strategy, isn't it? Because go out hard on the first climb to secure the maximum number of points, but there's 2 more climbs to go, and they are both big scoring climbs as well. So do you do too much? Do you sit and aim to get, top 5, but not top spot, and just conserve a little bit more energy for the later climbs? Really interesting tactics and thought process.
So Rask goes through, takes the polka dot skin suit in category 3. New rider coming on to the Sunday race club, first time in, takes away the polka dots jersey ahead of Batty and the climbers behind at the moment. So it's Rask, Batty, Vallejo, Rios, Oya and Kalman, as you can see on your screen, scoring the 15, 12, 10, 8 and 5 points respectively.
Yes, respectively. But the size of that group, so we've got Rask out in 1, 5 seconds to Batty, 6 seconds from Batty to the group, 36 riders in that group could well come back together on that descent. Category 2, well, they look to me like they are around 300 metres out from the banner, and it's SS who's out front.
It is at the moment. He's gone clear, and I think the group behind were waiting for those upper slopes to really put the pressure down to try and break clear to get those points. They saved their energy, and will this be a wise move by them? Utkin at the moment now has lit the touch paper, and he's stretching this out. The chasing group is getting longer and thinner. They've got work to do to pull back SS. They really need not to drop people. They need to get positions but not drop people. They need that group. It's a long way across to the next Dragon Fury climb. SS will be doing that transition wearing the polka dot skin suit. And remember, of course, SS, a rider that in his 191 participations has taken 40 KOM jerseys.
Well, Olivier Simmons is pushing on here. He's coming to the front of the pack. He's trying to get the second set of points underneath that polka dot banner, but he's got company. Gal Yazbek is there, Gorjank is there, Ridley, Termerton, X100, Khan Kayan is there as well. The riders all battling now for that polka dot banner. Simmons kicks again at 7.5 watts per kilo. Gal Yazbek is a rider on form, and now Khan Kayan puts the power down at 9 watts per kilo. Kayan is wanting to go over the top. I think he's going to make it. Yes, he is.
So Kayan goes through ahead of Simmons and Yazbek, but we're going to see if it's in that order when they're confirmed on our screens. The timing screens checking all of these riders on the way through. It's SS who takes the maximum points as we saw, but behind him, Khan Kayan ahead of Ollie Simmons, Jan Yazbek and Gal Yazbek. So both the Yazbeks coming through almost identical times there, and those points, of course, the first points on the board in category 2. So 5 of our categories over the first point scoring opportunity. That's at the top of the Dragon's Fury climb before dropping down and heading towards the Trunks Sprint. And we go down to category 1 with Jason Osborne on the move. Good timing. We dive in. He's on the attack.
13 watts per kilo. That's a sprint on the climb. Ollie Jones having to get up and out the saddle and respond. Ruben Dont trying to as well. Van Elsfu, Yasin, Andreasen and Nair. They're all looking at it going, what?
Well, it's not the last 20 minutes move, is it? This is. I think he's making up for it by going early today. That's not an hour out, surely. That's 15 minutes into the race. And almost exactly that happened. Osborne kicks off the front. Dont is trying to respond. Ruben Dont, one of our real Hall of Fame riders, and there's a reason he is, because he holds the record for the sprint jerseys. However, the most podiums is 99, tied between Michael Knudsen and Jason Osborne And Osborne is looking to get to the 100 podiums first.
I think he is. Now, Van El, Safrazadi, Jones and Vuyasin on your screen at the moment. This is what it looks like to be following Jason Osborne up a climb. Everyone is eyeballs out. Jason Osborne is going to hit that polka dot banner in one. It's going to be a 10-second gap back to Jones, Dont, Kaminsky, Van Elst, Safrazadi and Pedersen. They are all still in one big group. Osborne has come off the power. I was wondering what was going to happen.
You and everybody else. Now, interestingly, the riders to that point, very, very similar times to category 2 leaders coming into that same point. So very interesting, very close in time. So category 1 steady to the climb, I think, then steady up the climb until Jason Osborne decided he'd had enough and went for it. Osborne, Kaminsky, Dont, Van El, Safrazadi. Interesting names.
That point you made about Jason Osborne looking to be the first person today to get 100 podiums.
Yes.
He and Michael Knudsen both timed on 99 podiums each.
Yep.
Knudsen has had 204 participations to Osborne's 148.
Yes, a bigger strike rate for Osborne than
Bigger
for
strike
Knudsen.
rate for Osborne.
Yes.
But they both started racing on the Sunday Race Club when it was the Friday Race Club
Yes.
in 2021. Knudsen started racing earlier than Osborne. He started in the August of 2021, whereas Osborne started racing in the December.
And don't forget, there is a massive, massive back catalogue of the Sunday Race Club, Friday Race Club on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. So do hit subscribe on there. Go have an explore. Do what I do randomly. I'm going to let you into a secret and randomly go back and watch some of the footage from the early shows. It is very, very entertaining indeed for all sorts of reasons.
Well, at the moment, the entertainment is the Category 6 Sprint, because I think that was Eric Vrijvoda who went through in one, Carlos Maturato in two, and then Diego Schwanz putting in a strong performance.
5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 points. Vavoja, Morato, Schwanz, Barrios and Skierski, as you can see on your screens, as we see Meszaros on his way to that same point. This is the straight. Basically, you can't quite see the banner because we've got the fountains, the sculpture in the middle. There's a proper name for that, and one day somebody will send me the message and tell me what the proper name. I've been hunting on the search engine to try and find out the name. I'll tell you something, the name on my list is Luke Kendall, because Kendall is coming at speed towards Meszaros. He's not quite going to pop him on the line, but that was close. Interesting move by Kendall there to kick down hard there. He opened 3 seconds on Narovin, and Bradley behind in 4th place. That's 6 seconds leading Zimmerman through.
Yes.
At the moment, that was a great acceleration by Kendall. He's almost unlucky not to have taken Meszaros there.
Yeah, so Meszaros takes the 5 points, Kendall takes 4, Narovny takes 3, Bradley takes 2, and Zimmerman takes 1. 17 riders, though, all within around 10 seconds of each other in Category 5. It was 11 riders in the leading group in Category 6 at that point on the road.
Let's jump in with Aidan Sinclair. That'll be Aidan Sinclair you're talking about there, the man with the John McEnroe hairstyle, for those of you old enough to remember. The deep breath going in there from Aidan. He knows he's got this, but it's now, what does he do? How much effort does he want to put in to stay clear? 13 seconds, Aidan. That's your time gap on your run-in as you go through underneath the trunks of sprint. So sprint points got. It's now about how much work does he do behind the sprints unfolding. These are for the minor places. Angarita's coming at flat-out speed here. So is Henry East. He's going to follow Angarita through. Are they going to use this to move on? He's going to harness his lion power? Is he going to roar his way through? He certainly roared onto the wheel there.
Of a lion.
It did, yes. Yeah, Angarita went. We know Angarita's got a great kick on him. East went with him. They are the two riders that are clear of the bunch in front of the maiden Sinclair. So Sinclair in 1, Angarita in 2, East in 3, Prince in 4, and Ungara currently in 5 in terms of sprint points. They got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 points respectively, as category 3 are going to come around this long sweeping turn. They're a little bit further out, so we see a little bit more of the running this time around, about 700 meters or so to the line at the moment as they come round this turn. Bushta and Butchawecki on the front here. Corrales is in there, but this is 5 riders only.
Yeah, and Rafael Butcher winding it up at the moment, and at the 17.4k mark, there are about 500 meters to go. Butcher gets up and out the saddle. We're going to watch him through this sprint. Jakub Wojciech on the front, but now Rafael Butcher unleashes the power. 660 watts, 713 watts, 750. He's winding it up here on the front of the category 3 race. You can see the power going down through that bike at the moment, and the Avatar 10.7 watts per kilo onto the roundabout. He swings it around and heads towards the green banner. There's no real response from behind. Butcher is going to take the points, sits back down. Deep breath.
Yeah, you can see sucking in the oxygen there, and quite rightly so. That was a lot of power going down for a long time. He went a long way out there, and that was tough stuff. Butcher, Corrales, Jakila, Butchawecki and Wojciech scoring 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 points respectively. But the rest of the group are not far behind.
They're not, 10 seconds separating the first rider over from the 31st rider. Ouch. So 31 riders, I think, in category 3 will be the group rolling on the road towards the Dragon's Fury climb for the second time.
And in between Dragon's Fury climb 1 and Dragon's Fury climb 2 is an uncategorized climb on this course.
Yes.
But it is actually the Paro Bucket climb that, if you're watching the women's climb, was the QOM then. It's the exact same climb. And we know what damage was done on that climb then, because it is not a straightforward gradual slope. It's actually quite a steep climb in its own right, and it could well be a trigger point for riders to go clear if they haven't done already. It could be where someone who's gone early starts to struggle. It could be where the bunch start to get a little bit more cohesive in their chasing.
Well, talking about riders who went early, SS went on the climb. He's still ahead of the chase group on the right-hand side of the road. He's around, I think that's around 120 meters ahead in that category 2 race. Mendakowicz, Kane, X100, Bennett, Betty, Ridley, Nukia, all doing the chasing on the right-hand side of the road. SS is still pushing towards the sprint banner, but I do think we're going to have company, or should I say he's going to have company very, very shortly, because Maciej Mendakowicz and Bert Kane are working together. They've gone clear of the main group behind. There we go. We're in with Maciej Mendakowicz. You can see the cadence at the moment, the focus. He sits up, does the job, gets the points, closes the gap on SS. Great piece of work from Mendakowicz. Ken in the mix as well. Those 2 riders now 10 seconds clear of the group behind. That contains Simmons, Reha, X100, Yazbek, but they are closer to SS than they are the chase group. So points in category 2, SS picking up 5 points in that first sprint. Mendakowicz picking up 4. Bert Ken picking up 3. Olivier Simmons picking up 2. X100 picks up 1. Wow.
Come on, Michael.
Looking clear at the moment. It is Michael Nuvson. We were talking earlier on about he and Jason Osborne both having 99 podiums each. Michael, you need top 3 today to keep equal with Jason Osborne. Can he do it?
Yeah, if they both get the podiums, then they'll both be tied on 100 podiums. They'll both reach that century first. Michael Nusson, of course, already one of our most regular riders in terms of participations on the Sunday Race Club. He's in 4th position. He's one of only 4 riders to have more than 200 rides on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. 204 for Michael Knudsen, 208 for Catherine Fuhr, Mr. X100 on 216, but the record holder at the moment, Phil Graves, with 233. Yes, you heard that right, 233.
Sunday Race Clubs.
If you do the maths at 52 weeks of a year, that's quite a scary amount of years of your life spent there.
Friday race clubs too. Well, Ruben Dont goes underneath the green banner to pick up The sprint points, Michael Knudsen in 2, Stefan Van Elsford, Yasin, Osborne, Paradians, they all look as though they are coming through now at that point in the race at the 17.9 kilometre marker. Don picks up those 5 points. Knudsen will take 4, Van Elst, Vu, Yasin, and then Osborne in that order. There are 18 riders in that group in Category 1, joining those 5-point scorers. Hayden Puckett, Jasper Paradines, Rick Van Erck, Noel Pedersen, Leonard Tugels, Matthias Fromer, Bjorn Andreasen, Side Safrazadi, Ollie Jones, Zach Nair, Linda Milostic, Mikhail Plantro, and Mikhail Kaminsky.
So that's the leading group in Category 1. They're already starting to pick up riders in Category 2 and 3 on the way around this race route. So Category 1 leaders, top left-hand side of your screen. Category 2 a leader, top right-hand side of your screen. Category 3 leaders on the left bottom side of the screen. On the right-hand side, that's your Category 4 leading bunch at the moment. And that is at the moment. So this is as these riders are racing, making their way out and around the course here today. Now, Bhutan Outer Loop here today. We've used this course before, Anna. Twice before, with 55.5k of racing and 1,018 meters of ascent. The Outer Loop is not for the faint-hearted, but these are our riders who have set the course records.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because Michael Vink's course record of 1 hour, 21 minutes, 11 seconds was set the first time we were on this course, and that was the February monthly final. The rest of the course records for Category 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 were set, well, the second time we raced this course. So all of those categories went quicker on race number 2, except Cat 1.
So in terms of vulnerable records, which of these is, if you had to pick one, which is most likely to fall? I would be probably potentially saying Category 1.
Maybe.
Because when you look at the names that are holding them, they're all super strong riders. Ben Kirk, Grant Womack, Charles Leclerc, Nickel Cansar, Mistakes 100, Michael Vink, and they're all riders as well who have moved up.
They are, but when we were on the course back in May, Jason Osborne took the win, 1 hour, 21 minutes, 46 seconds. So he was 35 seconds outside of Michael Vink's course record that day.
And we know that to the top of the first climb, the Dragon's Fury climb, Category 1 weren't the fastest to the top of the climb. And that's an indicator of a slower start for Category 1 than maybe they need to take the course record.
I was about to say, a slower start could indicate a stronger finish.
It could. You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
You will.
Let's dive back into the racing polka dot jerseys scattered across our screens. The polka dot jersey of Rijkaard on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, bottom left-hand side of your screen. You can see at the moment Beck Rash, the rider who's out front from Category 3, currently pushing on. The real noticeable thing here is as we come up on this climb, this is that steep section of climb. We go into the snow where we go back past the race start, basically. This climb up to the summit here really is taking its toll on these riders. The climbers are coming to the fore. It's steep. There's, you know, it's 7%. It actually goes over 8%, 9% in places on this climb. It's not easy, and if you are struggling, you're going to be found out very quickly.
Yeah, but for me, this is a challenge because Rask is out front from the group by 8 seconds. I almost want to say there's no reason to be out front at this point in time. Far better to conserve energy, I would, be in that group right at this very moment in time. I'm not sure at the 22.4 kilometre marker on this small climb is the point in which to try and go clear of the group, or to go clear of the group.
But if you know that you're good on these ascents and you've got that climbing legs, because this climb here, because we're on that Paro Bookie climb, it's only a couple of k's from the bottom of the descent to the start of the next climb.
Still 30 kilometres of racing to go. There's still, she says, there's still 9 kilometres of major climbing to go. You know, this point in the race, I would want to be probably in the group conserving energy, but I am very happy to be proved wrong.
Yeah, I was just adding up the secondary climb, the one that's not part of the climbs competition, and that in itself, that particular climb is 1.6k. So you got 1.6k in that climb. Plus, that's 10.8.
I'm thinking because Cy Bradley's done exactly the same thing. He's gone clear of the Category 5 pack and now telling us he's tired.
You've only got yourself to blame, Cy. It's not like you didn't have a course map sent to you by race control, or you could have looked on mywhooshinfo.com for the race map.
He's got his Bhutan beanie on. He's fine.
Yes, that is true. It'll keep his ears warm.
Well, it'll also give him that extra Bhutan strength.
I think the one thing you probably don't want in the UK where Cy Bradley is a Bhutan beanie. He certainly wasn't wearing one.
Be very warm.
Yes, Cy was actually out at Cannock Chase recently, which is a mountain biking venue I know very, very well. Enjoyed myself at Cannock Chase.
Love the Chase.
It is. It's one of the big mountain bike parks in the UK. Always super busy.
Talking about podiums, I had a podium at a round of the Mountain Bike National Series at Cannock Chase.
Was that Cannock Chase?
It was.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, let's see if it's podium today for SS. He's certainly going the right way about it. Goes over the start line after having completed a lap here today. That's one lap done, 2 laps in total, plus the run to the finishing ascent. So basically, what they've just done, what SS has just done, he's got to do it all over again. And at the moment, he's doing it on his own because he is clear of the riders behind. But interestingly for me anyway, the gap is not huge. It's not big.
No.
It's holding, but it's not decisive, I don't think. There's enough people behind, you just see them coming together on the right-hand side of your screen to potentially pull that gap back. But they do need to cohesively work. I'm just loving
the fact that Category 4 rider is waving to the Category 2 riders.
If only we knew who you were, so we would give you a shout out. But we can't.
Absolutely brilliant. While the Category 2 race, there is, I think it's around 300 metres at the moment
it's
between
over.
SS at the front and X100, Utkin, Termerton, Zarosniak is there as well, the Chase group on the right. It's not over. I sort of don't want to give it away, but in the women's race, we saw a 29-second lead going into the final climb overturned in one of the race categories. Mohamed Muhtari was the rider waving as the Category 2 race went
Mohamed,
past.
you are a star. I love the fact that somebody has got the whereabouts, Mohamed, to wave to us with their avatar whilst everybody else is going past. I tell you something, you're really breathing hard here, and I'm not surprised. You've given it some serious beans here. Remember, Category 2 here are catching Category 4, and that means that at the moment, Mohamed is holding the wheels of riders who are 2 categories higher. This is taking some doing, but my goodness, it's working for him here. He can see that he's going to be able to use this to his advantage, and what a way to do it.
And the challenge here is when the faster pack catch, if you continue riding at the same pace, that you will just go out the back. You've got to dig in, like Mohamed Muhtari, to get into the draft. Once you're in the draft, you've caught the train, so to speak, as he just cools himself down. But what you want to be is exactly like Muhtari is. He's got himself into the draft. The numbers have gone green, and he's got those 3 chevrons. It is a hard job. You cannot sit and wait because you will go out the back. You've got to kick, and you've got to kick hard.
And he got caught at the opportune time at the top of the Parabuki climb. So he had that whole descent where he could be making time and holding onto those wheels. When it goes back uphill on the Dragon's Fury climb, the odds are he's probably going to see those riders leave him. But you know what? He's taken advantage of all of those kilometres. Great way to go. Rick, good to see you again, sir.
He's on the Category 1 race at the moment.
Indeed, he's leading out the Category 1 race at the moment. Haven't seen Rick for a couple of weeks other than on TV screen. He wasn't live. It's not the same, watching it back later.
Well, Rick is on your screen now, so you can wave at him.
I have done several times. If anybody sort of has a little bit of a wonder, we always do wave back. Well, I do. I always wave back. What about you, Emma?
Yeah, but can I just say, we normally go in with Rick on a climb. It's on a flat and a descent at the moment. So
I know.
It's a little...
I think Rick's in shock. I'm in shock. What we're doing on the downhill looking. Rick, this is... that's more like
drops.
it.
Come on the drops.
Yes.
Aero.
Make it, go for more on the hoods with your elbows down, but don't get caught by the UCI. That's the one you want.
Well,
much more error than the drops.
Van Urquhart, Pucker, Tugels, Andreasen, Don and Nair, all at the front of that group. The Category 1 pack rolling towards the Dragon Fury climb for the second time. That starts at the 27.2 kilometre marker. The chase group in Category 2, look at that. Gal and Jan Jesbeck both in green. They are matching their avatars today.
They are indeed, although I think they are different jerseys by the look of it because of the where the back and the sides are. So at the moment, Gal and Jan Jesbeck in this group, just go an eye on Gal's avatar. Jan Jesbeck looks like he's in the same group effectively just behind, so these two have been riding really, really strongly on the way through the climbs on the first time of asking. The question will be, can they hold that position? They're fourth and fifth on the climb on the first time of going over the top. They're right at the front here of this group of the race here at 26.8k. They're about to hit the base of the climb at 27.2, and then it just goes up and up and up some more and up a little bit more after that as well. There is a little bit of respite, but it's still going up on the respite. A proper climb, and don't forget lots of proper climbs on the MyWhoosh Championship, including the hill climb, which I am absolutely looking forward to. The MyWhoosh Championship coming up. It's not too far away now. We have the finals of June, the first qualifier in July, then we're into the championships. And remember, the championships straddling in those 8 days, one of the Sunday race clubs in between. So there's going to be lots of races. So make sure you subscribe to the MyWhoosh YouTube channel or to Twitch TV. Get notified when we go live for all of the championships. We'll be bringing you as much of that as we can. The plan is, well, I don't know what the plan is. I know what my plan is. Watch all of it from start to finish of every single race category. But in practice, we will have to see if that works out.
Well, Savic is on your screen at the moment in this Category 5 pack on the climb. I'm hoping Savic has entered the MyWhoosh Championships because I think he could well ride strong. 672 men so far have entered the MyWhoosh Championships, 240 women. If you are even thinking about it, just get entered. It will be so much fun.
And remember, if you enter and then you can't ride, well, do you know what? You had the chance. If you don't enter it, you failed at the first hurdle.
Well, you might regret not entering it because you might think, oh, my form's really good. I really wish I'd entered.
Oh, that work that I thought I had to do, somebody else has done it for me. I can get in there. Oh, the dog ate my homework. I don't need to hand it in. Oh, I can road race it. Oh, no, I can't because I didn't enter it. Oh, what a...
Well, Category 4 on the climb at the 28.5 kilometre marker, while Matt makes excuses for not entering the MyWhoosh Championship.
There are no excuses. Get it done.
Well, are you entering then, or are you in the commentary box, or is that your excuse?
That's a reason, not an excuse. It's a reason, not an excuse. If I wasn't commentating, I would be riding it because I love a stage race, and I would be there. Unfortunately, I can't commentate and ride at the same time because it would sound like a steam engine going up an incline.
Well, Henry Yeese going up this climb in Category 2 at the moment. The strength of the Lion continuing to climb. He's got company. Aidan Sinclair is riding well today. He really is riding strongly. Panu Alalusa.
I love the shake of that.
It's like, maybe I'm not. But it's all looking good to me, Aidan. Don't worry. Panu Alalusa on your screen as well. He's dancing on those pedals. It's hard work. It really, really is at the 28.8 kilometre marker. They're on the climb for the second time. It's just starting to drop the gradient very quickly.
And I want to know, Panu, after this, if you're watching this back after, I need a question asking, have you got the projector above you shining onto the wall, the full Sunday Race Club experience, not a screen? I'm sure you have, in which case you may well qualify for the non-existent prize that is the Best Pain Cave Award for having the biggest screen.
Well, Ryan Giuliano at the moment is going for the prize that is getting to the top of the climb at the second time in number 1, Arthur Corbani, the young Brazilian rider trying to go with him. Reinhardt, in the polka dots is there too. Alalusa, Ungara, Bullo is in the mix as well. Category 4 are lighting up the slopes of the Dragon's Fury climb in Bhutan at the moment. Category 3, well, well, they are not that far behind, you know, just 250 meters, and it is Rask again who is climbing strongly. He's 25 seconds clear of the Category 3 chase group. Welcome to the Sunday race, Dub Sebastian Rask. Great to have one of the new riders on board and doing the business with climbing legs.
Certainly is. Let's just give you a heads up, a reminder of what happened in Category 4, who are at the bottom right hand side of your screen, because this is really, really key here. When we came to the top of the Dragon's Fury climb at the end of the first ascent, Rijkaard took maximum points from Giuliano in second, with Russell Mackie in third place as they make their way through. Meanwhile,
Jason Osborne has started to light the touch paper. At the 27.9 kilometre marker, Osborne is on the front of the Category 1 pack, and the riders, well, they are working to stay with him right now on the slopes of the Dragon Fury climb.
So Osborne in one, Van Elst, Jones, Knudsen, Kaminsky, Pedersen, Milostic, all scrambling now to try and stay in the draft. There's lots of riders on this climb. They're doing 34 kilometres an hour. Yes, you heard me right. 34 kilometers an hour on here. The gradient oscillating between 7-8% and about 3% on this section of the climb. And at the front of the race, we're starting to see a gap opening. Jones, Van Elst and Osborne at the moment leading. Kaminsky, Vujasin, Milostic, Pucker, Paradians all chasing at the moment. Osborne has company. Will he have company when we get to the top of this climb? It's going to be a tough climb for some of these riders.
Well, 3 riders clear, a 3-second gap. This pack are going to want to close that down. But the gradient at the moment, just 4%, is going to get steeper.
Don't panic. Don't go too far in the red, but don't let the gap open too much. All this juggling have been done in the riders' minds whilst they are going flat out in pursuit of the world champion, who moves to the front again at over 7 watts per kilo. The response coming from Ollie Jones, the riders that we're in with at the moment. His avatar on the right hand side with that blue cap on at the moment, just tapping out that rhythm. Just shy of 500 watts being put down by Jones as they go through this section, 26 kilometers an hour. They're going to come in to the tight right-hand turn. I don't think they'll be the first riders to the top of the climb itself. However, they're closing in on the front of the race, remembering, of course, that the very front of the race being held by riders who set off a long way in front in terms of time. Category 1, the last riders to leave the start pen.
Yes, 2.5 minutes at the start pen between each of our 6 races. So Category 6 out first, 2.5 minutes ahead of Category 5, who were 2.5 minutes ahead of Category 4, who were 2.5 minutes ahead of Category 3. You get the gist. At the moment, we've got Category 1 on the left-hand side of your screen. Van Elst, Jones and Osborne are clear of Kaminsky, Vujasin, Andreas, and you can see the pack coming around the corner behind. Category 2, the earlier starting race on the climb ahead. They're not that far up the road, but this race in Category 1 really is now on.
It certainly is, and there's one left, one right-hand turn between our riders that we've got on screen, Van Elst, Jones and Osborne, and the very front of the race at the moment. They're on this slope, so they're climbing up. They've got a long way to go. I might have to eat my words here, and Category 1 may make the front of the race before we reach the summit. There's not a huge distance between them. It's coming down so quickly. The speed of Osborne, Van Elst and Jones, they are rocketing the way up this climb. When they put their foot down and they go, they are motoring. They're doing 22 kilometers on a 10% slope.
It's just amazing, isn't it? At the front of the race at the 31 kilometre mark, so 1.6k further up the climb, it's a Category 4 and Category 5 leading group.
Leading group at the moment, chasing one lone rider, and that is Rijkaard, the rider that you can see at the moment. So at the moment, Felipe Fossati Rijkaard, the rider leading out. He's leading the climb competition already. 15 points to Giuliano's 12. Russi Mackie with 10 points. Prince with 8. And Kabani with 5. And remember, that because the point gaps are bigger, 3 points between first and second, 2 between second and third, 2 between third and fourth, and then 3 between fourth and fifth, it really does reward those riders who can get the gap and take the win. At the moment, Rijkaard is doing that. However, that group is not that far behind, and if he crumbles or if somebody's got a big enough kick, they could reverse the positions and push Rijkaard down. Rijkaard has got to hold his nerve. He's got to keep on pushing. Alalusa tucked into this group at the moment, pursuing the leader. I think his target here is to be right up at the front once he gets to the final climb, to be in this leading group, not expend too much energy going off the front. Rijkaard's chasing the point, so is Kobani. Kobani, the rider who took fifth at the top of this climb last time around, now started to kick on. Arthur Kobani looking to close down the gap. Pedancini's not scored any points on the climb so far. Giuliano has. He was second last time around. He's not far off. Sinclair didn't score points on here, but the sprint leader is in this group as the gap starts to open between Kobani and the peloton. Rijkaard has got the gap at the front here, and time is starting to run out. The summit of this climb comes at 32.2 kilometers. It's a long way round this left-hand bend.
It is indeed, and boy, you will think you're nearly at the top, and you know you're not. Rijkaard's still doing the business. Kobani starting to move. Giuliano now starts to open up with the power. He's about to come up onto the shoulder of Kobani. Kobani tries to respond. Giuliano and Kobani battling it out, the two of them, and Giuliano just edging past. I don't think he's going to catch Rijkaard at the moment. They are pretty much doing the same power. Rijkaard 5 seconds clear. That is the banner. This is the cementing of that polka dot skin suit in terms of the points, with one more climb to go. Ryan Giuliano, though, putting himself in the best position ever if Rijkaard has problems on that final climb.
So Giuliano taking the 12 points once again to the 15 points of Rijkaard. Kobani goes through, picks up more points this time around. We'll get those positions confirmed and then give you the overall points as the rest of those riders start to make their way up through those through the banner at the moment. So leading at the moment is Rijkaard, 30 points in total. Giuliano's total points 24. Kobani's on 15 points. Remember, of course, it's 15 points coming through for the win. It means Kobani cannot take the win, even if he gets the maximum points, because he would need Rijkaard not to finish the race for that to happen. Rijkaard at the moment, 30 points. So it's realistically Rijkaard or Giuliano's now to win overall. But there's plenty of climbing, plenty more road to cover for the riders in Category 4. Meanwhile, down in with Cahill on the chase at the moment on the way to the top of the climb. He's sprinting his way down here to get himself in ahead of the rest of the riders in Category 2. SS came through in 1. Cahill is going to repeat. It's going to be a 1-2 once again.
And the gap, not that big. Take a look at that. SS 5 seconds clear of Cahill, Philip Reha, X100, Jan Yazbek, Ridley there as well. 26 riders in the group you are watching at the moment in Category 2. 5 seconds behind SS. This is all going to come back together again, this Category 2 race. The Category 3 race, Rask, 9 seconds clear.
Let's give you the overall positions in the climbs competition. SS with 30 points, Cahill with 24 points. Nobody else can get close. So let's take a dive across. Next category. Oh, it'll be Category 1. Jason Osborne.
Yes, Jason Osborne, Stefan Van Elst and Ollie Jones. Osborne going clear to pick up the maximum number of points from that trio because he wants to hold on to that polka dot skin suit. Van Elst and Jones with Osborne having gone clear of the chase group behind. Tugel's coming through for the points, but Category 1 is interesting at the moment. So the 3 riders at the front, 13 seconds then back to this chase group. 10 riders still in this group.
You can see the points scored this time around over the top of the climb. And when they're added to our existing points, it means Jason Osborne is on 30 points, maximum score. Stefan Van Elst on 20 points is the only rider who can challenge in Category 1. We've covered Category 2 for you. Category 3, Rask, we saw on that climb scoring maximum points. He is clear at the top. The only person who can touch him is Henrik Hoyer. If he gets a better performance in, scores a lot of points on the final climb. Category 4 we've covered. Category 5, over the top of the climb, the win went to Vila Petter.
Yes.
He takes 15 points. Second place was Rod Loxley. He takes 12 points in his first point. But then came Cy Bradley. Bradley at the moment leading the KOM, 18 points, but behind him they're queuing up to have a go. Lennart on 15, so is Petter. Savic's on 12, so is Loxley. 10 points for Zimmerman. And I'm just doing some very quick maths, which is always dangerous. I think that is it in terms of the riders challenge.
Yeah, but in terms of that challenge, Petter and Loxley, 32 seconds clear those two riders at that point in the race. But the group that Bradley was leading, 15 riders strong.
So they could come back. Let's give you Category 6, the last group of riders that we haven't covered over the top of the climb. Cruz going over the top, leading over the top of the climb. He takes 30 points in total now. Forwards onwards with Vavoja right behind him, 24 points. Nobody else is in that competition.
No, they're not. But Cruz, Vojvoda and Melville, those three riders within 12 seconds of each other. Diego Schwanz further back now at 24 seconds. In fact, what we're then seeing in that Category 6 race is ones and twos all over the road. Should we take a look at where they are?
I think we should indeed take a look at where they are. We're just seeing what's in front of them. Just watching Osborne just diving down this descent at the moment out flat out speed, 66 kilometers an hour. You can see the difference in pace at the moment as they make their way down here. The 4 different camera shots on our riders. We've covered one lap of this course in Bhutan. We've covered the second lap on the course in Bhutan. We have got to get ourselves to the finish of the third climb. Don't believe all that you see or read on your screens, because we are going to be heading to the Trongsa climb. Is our final climb of the day here on the men's race. You've got a little bit of a preview of what the women were facing there early on today. So you can see the similarities between the two. And I think it really does illustrate, actually, that women's map. That the course that we got in front of us now, we have that climb.
The rhythm.
It's the same rhythm, but where the Parabuki climb was the climbs competition. Here, it's a precursor. And I think, looking at what happened in the women's race, it is a great place for there to be an attack or make a really decisive move at the 45-kilometre mark, not the end of the race.
Just tell you, there's a real big push here going on in the Category 4 race at the 37.2-kilometre mark. And the issue is that the polka dot skin suit is out the back of the group on the descent. Back rolling fast, massive push from Reichardt in Category 4 to get back onto that Category 4 race.
So when you saw the women's match, you saw the QOM. You can see now that exact same shape of the climbs that follow the Trongsa sprint. So a really great illustration of the same rhythm, the same 3 climbs, the same summit top finish from the women's race to the men's race. And it's a little bit of a portent of what we've got coming up in the MyWhoosh Championship as well. Now, focusing in on the end of this race, we've got to go through the Trongsa sprint for the second time, but then we have the climb up the Parabukit, which is not a categorized climb in this race. The categorized climb being the Trongsa Crescent climb. The
smaller climb, though, enough to do the damage to the groups that we've got rolling towards the base of the final climb.
100%, yeah.
You know, if an attack goes there, you could see a group split, you could see riders come off the back. We've got groups still rolling on the road at the moment, which is amazing after the amount of climbing that we've had today already. But going into the base of the climb at the 51.1 kilometre marker, it's a 4K final climb.
And it really does change, doesn't it? We've got the red of the headwind, and then we've got the green of the tailwind, and it oscillates between the two as we weave our way up that climb, going in and out of the headwind. I think that's going to mean that the riders who are smart are going to choose their moment when to attack, when to open a gap, and when to sit in the wheels.
Yes.
Because that's going to be really critical, because you don't want to put the attack in and then have everybody hide behind the wind behind you on a headwind section. You want to be attacking going into the tailwind section where there's less advantage to be sat into that wind and less advantage of the draft. So I think that final climb, it's not just the climbing, it's the tactics of how you then race it on MyWhoosh here now.
That's also about taking a really good look at the course map when it is released to you as a rider, and really studying it and thinking about how you're going to pull the race together. Well, at the moment, the category 4 field at the front of the race at the 39.2 kilometre marker, the polka dot skin suit is back into the mix. There's the front of the category 5 race in that group as well. Around 300 metres behind them is the leading group in the category 3 race. They have chasers in the category 5 and 4 race mixed in with them as well. Aidan Sinclair knows the damage that could be done when that group make the catch, and he's going off the front of the category 4 race. He's in the green skin suit. I need to slow down. I'm just watching the cadence at the moment, and my talk is moving as fast as Sinclair's legs. But Sinclair going off the front of the group because he's seen the danger of the group catching behind. At the 39.8 kilometre marker, he is looking to cement that green skin suit because at the 40.7k in 800 metres time, that's where the next sprint banner is.
He's got to come round this right-hand turn, this long sweeping turn, and then it will straighten out, and that will be where the run for the line is. You can see him on the hoods there at the moment. Category 4 sprint points last time round. It was 5 for Sinclair, 4 for Angarita, 3 for East, 2 for Prince and 1 for Ungara. At the moment, Aidan Sinclair is making sure of that. He's got the time gap. They shouldn't get back to him now unless he's abducted by aliens or his mates take him out for a party. So head down the straight at the moment.
I don't think the alien ship that was used at the World Championships is going to come and get him.
The drone that comes. I don't like thinking of it as drone. I like to think of it as an alien UFO coming over the top and zapping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no one's zapping Sinclair at the moment. Sinclair's done his own
He's zapping
zapping.
everyone else,
He
isn't
zapped the race. It's 14 seconds clear coming into that checkpoint. He's going to confirm his win in that sprint competition.
Well, it's going to be one competition down, 2 checkpoints done. So remember, of course, our riders receiving prizes across the board for being first to the checkpoint if they're the first in their category to each of our checkpoints. That's the sprints or the climbs. Rod Loxley, very aware of that fact, sprinting his way in ahead of Villa Peter as they come in over the line. He's going to take that checkpoint in category 5. So interestingly, that's going to be Mazzaros, who took that last time. Category 5 is going to be all over the place, I think, as they come in through that sprint for the second time. I think that's going to really shake things up because I don't think it's going to be the same riders. Same in category 2, but Cahill has gone on the front here. He's gone through. Ollie Simmons is in the mix as well. This is going to be really close. All these categories are going to be very, very tight, I think, in these sprint competitions behind the leaders. Meanwhile, category 1, they're on that same straight. They're making the way in. At the moment, they're just clear on the front, heading in towards that sprint.
Interesting, though, that gap is still only sitting at 8 seconds. Ollie Jones about to take the corner at the front of the group. Van Elsen, Osborne. Ruben Dont now coming through to the front of the chase group behind. He's the person wearing that green skin suit. Jones pushing 14.9 watts per kilo. Just came through the power of Ollie Jones. He's got a fabulous burner speed.
He has. He's got one heck of a kick on him. Jones taking the 5 points as they go through. The sprint competition, though, is going to go to, let's take a little bit of a check. It's going to go to, I make it Stefan Van Elst.
I think it's really close.
Or is
I
it?
think,
No,
I think
it's
Ruben
Dont.
may just have come through for enough points. Nicely done from Dont.
Now, sorry, very quickly, Emma, sorry, apologies, but Ruben Dont now moves to 41 sprint wins overall.
Oh, I thought 41 points. There aren't
No,
41 points available.
That is now, he's gone over, his first rider to go over 40 sprint wins.
Well, he took the win on the first sprint in category 1. He takes fourth place today in the second sprint, and those two sets of points added together are enough to give him the win overall. Interestingly, Jones, Van Elston, Osborne still only 8 seconds clear of that 10-rider group, and well, it's holding.
It certainly is. Now, let's go to Category 2. In the sprinting Category 2, the sprint was taken, the second sprint by Bert Cahill, and Bert Cahill's winning. That means that he goes to the top of the sprint competition. He's ahead of Ollie Simmons and SS in Category 2.
SS is out the back of that leading group. 28 riders in that leading group. SS 42 seconds back. With Masit Mendako, it's Phil Graves and Ivan Bennett.
Let's move to Category 3. Whilst we've got Category 1 on your screens, we're going to just quickly run through these categories. Category 3 at the moment, they've come through the sprint. Trunks a sprint, second time round. Radoslav Buchwecki goes through, taking the sprint win, and his points, added to the 2 points that he scored in the first sprint, means that he takes the win away. 7 points to him. Butcher on 5 points, the nearest rider.
Yes, interestingly, Sebastian Rask in the polka dots, 10 seconds back on Buchwecki. Then it's a gap of 5 seconds to a 21-rider group being led by Brignall at the moment. So I think we're going to see that group potentially come back together.
Now, on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see Fabio Mancino, the rider who is leading the Category 4 race out and also leading the race overall, 43 kilometres in. He scored points. He scored 4 points on that final sprint, but the sprint was won by Edin Sinclair. Sinclair taking the win, 10 points. Nobody else close. Everybody else on 4 points. The nearest riders in Category 4.
Yes, Sinclair are off the front of the group, but the group 17 riders strong.
Now let's go to Category 5, because Category 5, Luke Kendall has taken the win in the sprints overall. He has 7 points to 5 points for Masaros and Loxley, with Bradley and Pedder on 4 points apiece. I'm going to fly through Category 6 as well, very quickly indeed. 1 point in it. Voja taking the win from Schwantz, 9 points to 8. Very, very close between those two riders. The positions on the first sprint critical because Schwantz only got third there rather than second, and Voja got second to Schwantz's first in the second sprint. So it really did come down to that very first sprint that time around. It shows you can't leave it to the last sprints. The front of the races, Emma, rather than our sprints on our screens, Category 1 and Category 2, they're starting to break again now that we're into this climb, and this is the Parabuki climb. So basically going back over our start line to finish lap number 2.
Yes, I'm just taking a little look as to who the other polka dot skin suit is in with the leaders group in Category 1. I think that's SS. Blue cap, blue socks, blue gloves.
Yes, but with a polka dot jersey on.
Yes. Now, Category 2, at the front of that race, Gledness and X100, they are at the 43.9 kilometre marker. They're on the small climbs before they move towards that final climb of the day. And Gledness just pushing on the power down through those pedals at the moment. X100 is there as well. They're 4 seconds clear of Philip Reha. That rider is not too far behind. But Category 3s and Category 4 riders are all in the mix, because the riders are all starting to come together. The front of the Category 1 pack are at the 43.9 kilometre marker, just 400 metres behind the front of the race. Jason Osborne, Stefan Van Elst and Ollie Jones. And I'll tell you something, the rest of that Category 1 pack, Hayden Pucker is not far behind. No,
there's a good drive, isn't there, coming from behind. As they went through, quick reminder, as it came through Trunks of sprint number 2, it was an 8-second gap from our leading trio to the chasers behind. 8 seconds. It is so tenuous at the moment in Category 1 between our leaders and that chasing pack. Meanwhile, Category 2, they're looking to go up to the top here. Gedness has got a few seconds. You can just see his back wheel top of the screen. In fact, it's a great shot now, because you can see the pursuit from Mr. X100 trying to close down, but that banner for the start line is not all that far away, around to the left, then around the right and left, and that takes them over the top of the climb. who's got the climbing legs, who's got the ability, and how much energy do you expend now, knowing that you're going to drop off this hillside on the other side, and then you're into that finale of that big climb, and it is going to be harder than the two big climbs before.
Well, the Category 2 pack really pushing on strongly. Cahill on your screen at the moment. But I'm noticing there's a couple of Category 4 riders in there. Arthur called Barney is at the head of the Category 4 race. Great riding from the young rider from Brazil.
It is great riding, and they've caught, or he's in, at the time where it suits him on this climb.
Yes.
And then what he needs to do is just sit in the wheels. And whilst the advantages of being a great climber are very obvious on the ascent, it's maybe less obvious the downsides of being a great climber on the descent, because you have to work really hard on that downhill.
You have to work harder because of your weight advantage on the up is a weight disadvantage on the down. The rider's about to transition then off the flat plateau on the top onto the descent, then the flatlands before they get to that 51.1 kilometre marker where it goes uphill again. Betty on your screen at the moment is looking good. In the mix, in the group, as they transition now to the base of the final climb.
Definitely a rider to keep your eyes on. Betty, 126 participations, 7 wins, 5 second places, 4 third places, another 9 times inside the top 5, 7 KOM jerseys. It's quite a palmares by Giselle Betty. Definitely, I think he's one of our real interesting riders. He's done a lot of races. He's obviously gone over that 100 mark on the Sunday Race Club. But racing in the championships, in those MyWhoosh championships in 2025, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he goes on. Also racing in the Cycling Esports World Championships, UCI Races 24-25. Definitely a rider, I think, who has got the potential to be right up there. We will see. Will it be his day here today? At the moment, we're in with Bjorn Andreasen on the left-hand side of your screen with Mikhail Kaminsky for company. This charge by Andreasen looking to push on here, and Osborne has been closed down here. That gap that the leaders had has gone, and it means everybody together on the Category 1 lead, starting to close down on the front of the race. I think this is going to be a real showdown when we come down. It'll be a showdown on the Trunkset Crescent climb.
Yes, and the call comes for let's work together. Let's close this gap down. We've got a gap here of 16 seconds to Gledness and X100. We need to start motoring. We need to start moving. We're on the descent. We can pick up the pace. We can close that gap before we get to the base of the climb if we want, but we need to do it together.
Definitely need to do it together. They need to get a wriggle on.
A wriggle on?
A wriggle on.
Well, the wriggle is
not a wiggle,
on.
It's a wriggle.
Well, the wriggle is on, but I'll tell you what is interesting is the fact that the pack in Category 1 have made the catch. So yes. Jones, Van Elst and Osborne, who were out, I know you were talking about it a minute ago, but I'm going to talk about it again. The catch has been made at the 46.9 kilometre marker. They are sweeping up Category 2 riders, Category 4 riders, Category 3 riders. All of the packs are coming together. It's going to be interesting now because this is going to play out on this final climb. There are around 60 riders ahead of the leading group in Category 1, and oops, look, Bjorn Andreasen is doing it again. He's
going for this, and this is going to really make life hard for those riders who are hitching a ride in the bunch here, because once that pace goes down at the front, the riders are moving and chasing behind. I think for me, it's almost making the climb longer for anybody in categories 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anybody who's basically hitching the lift isn't going to be able to answer the pace that we're seeing from these guys. Well, now. I'm smiling because Michael Knudsen is making a move here. He knows he can't let Jason Osborne go. And if he does, well, he's still got to get a top 3 today to keep equaling Jason Osborne. Both of those tied on 99 podiums each. I know, phenomenal to get 100. Phenomenal to get any podium, to be honest, on the Sunday Race Club in any category. But to be able to do that and be in Category 1 and be a top 3 rider on the way through. It's quite impressive. So we'll have to see just how these riders get on as they go on to the climb. It's going to come down to this showdown on the climb, on the Trunks of Crescent climb. We'll see who can hold off the riders behind. However, Gedness and Mr. X100, right-hand side of your screen, they've got the gap, and it's holding at the moment, but can they keep it? The express train behind them has broken apart. There's riders scattered behind the big chase group, but there is still one or two riders in categories 4, 3, 2, and 1 in the mix behind. I think this is going to be really interesting as we come on to the slopes. Remember, it twists, it turns, there's headwinds, there's tailwind sections. It keeps on climbing, and after we get to the top of the climb checkpoint at 55.1 kilometers, there's a further 400 meters. And no, they're not downhill, they're not flat, they keep on climbing.
Well, interestingly, it's Buchwecki in category 3 in the sprint skin suit who's leading the charge now in the chase group, not the category 2 racers. So Buchwecki, wanting to be the category 3 rider to go into the base of the climb in the lead, he wants to take that opportunity. It's a sneaky move because he's in green. He's not in blue like the rest of the category 3 packs. A little bit of a banking on the fact that they think it's a category 2 rider and don't give chase.
Oh, that's interesting. A little bit of misinformation, maybe, or a little bit of disguise.
Your wits about you.
Yes.
Well, Jason
definitely.
Osborne and Michael Knudsen, the 2 riders now looking like they're going clear of the category 1 pack. They've made the chase to the next group ahead. Jones kicking at 12.5 watts per kilo to get on board with this move. Safra Zaidi going 2. They know the train is about to leave the station, and if they don't get on carriage number 6, well, it's gone.
Carriage 6, I like it.
Well, you know, they're not going to make carriage 1. Not at the moment. All you've got to do is get in the doors.
Yes, interested in analogy there. Yeah. Okay. Right.
If you're James Bond, you wouldn't get in the doors.
I was going to say
you'd
you'd just be hanging on with your
train.
fingertips and hanging on the back of the train.
And then you'd climb up onto the roof.
Yes, subject close to my heart. You might find that out if you give us a follow, have a listen to the new podcast that Emma and I and Hedy Simmons have launched, the Inside the Race, the MyWhoosh racing podcast. We cover things racing orientated rather than everything else, because there's so many things on MyWhoosh. We decided that we'd keep focus on the part that we know best, and that is the racing. So please do give us a follow. It's at MyWhoosh Racing. You can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts, so you can watch and or listen depending on what your preferences are. We'd really like you to subscribe, hit the like button, etc. You know the score. The more you help us, the more that we can put into
there'll be
doing
lots
that.
Dropping, won't there, over the next few weeks?
There are some very interesting ones, including where Emma, myself, and Hayley get asked to ask questions of each other. You have been warned. It has its moments of utter hilarity. I'm going to say that word. That's probably the best description.
Michael Knudsen is having his moment at the moment because he is riding off the front of the pack. Jason Osborne sitting on his wheel. The category 2 pack, well, they have caught the chasing group. They are now at the front of the chasing group. X100 and Harvard Gedness on the right-hand side of your screen. The 2 riders clear at the moment. This now is a really interesting scenario because we've got 2 category 2 riders up the road. Osborne now absolutely dialing it. Ollie Jones trying to go with him as well. Hayden Pucker in the mix with Safra Zaidi. They are all scrambling for Osborne's wheel at the moment. The category 2 riders with them are the chasing group. Who from them is going to attempt to stay?
No one's going to stay with this. This is pulling the pin and watching it go bang. There's just going to be fragments everywhere of this. This group is coming together, and now and off has gone Osborne, and now everybody's battling. There's Safra Zaidi here out of the saddle, kicking down super hard here, really fighting for position. He's in what is 3rd place. Knudsen's currently in 4th, right behind him. He's got Jones, Osborne in front, and he's closing in on Jones here. Safra Zaidi on a great terrain for him, closing down on Jones. But look behind the riders. I mean, that is a absolutely classic shot of riders being distanced. Our two escapees. It's a bit like the Jaws music in the background. Don't hum it, Emma. If you've been watching a while, you know Emma's before tried to hum the Jaws music.
Can never get it right. It's perfect in my head. It just doesn't come out the right way.
It doesn't. One day I'm going to put a sound clip in the machine and play it out on the way through.
Please don't. The two riders in Category 2 still at the head of the race at the moment. They won't be for long because the rider closing in is Jason Osborne, the world champion. He's wearing polka dots at the moment. X100 and Gledness being caught by Osborne. Behind, the race is all about Safrazadi, Jones, Knudsen and Daunt. The push from Safrazadi and Jones have given them a small gap on the rest. But I tell you something, Ruben Daunt is one of the riders of the month for me at the moment. He's just been putting in some fabulous performances. He's on great form.
He is. I was going to ask you to expand on that point, but I don't think I need to anymore. For me, I would agree with you. The way that he's coming into form at the right time. I think his timing is going to be superb for the MyWhoosh Championships. I think it's superb for the finals coming up next week. Remember, the finals team competition comes into play as well. So it's not just our top 10 riders in each race category. It's not just each rider who's first to the checkpoint in each category. It's not just the winners of the climbs competition or the sprints competition, but we bring in the team competition in the finals. That's when the top 7 teams in each race category are in the prize fund. The prize pot is opened up and it is absolutely huge. It's well worth racing as a team for. The riders have to ride 2 qualifiers to be able to be part of that team. So in terms of a run into the MyWhoosh Championships, we've got the finals coming up next week. It's going to be really telling who's on form. I think in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be really looking at that.
Well, I'll tell you, Safrazadi and Jones, they've got the climbing legs on today. So has Michael Knudsen. Leonard Chugle's coming up from behind as well. Vuyasin up and out of the saddle. You can see the work being done there, the fan blowing in the pain cave. But Safrazadi at the moment is in territory he loves. On the outer loop course in Australia last week, there was 838 metres of climbing, and Safrazadi rode himself into third place. There's 1,018 metres today, and the other rider riding strongly, Michael Knudsen.
He's looking amazing as he comes up here. So fantastic to see as he comes up this climb, and Knudsen looking to defend that 100 podiums. Who's going to get there first? Well, it's going to be Osborne, I think, on his way up this climb. Brilliant riding by him. I tell you something though, Mr. X100 and Gledness now, they need to stay focused. They're going to see the Category 1 riders coming up and around them, but they've got the gap on the rest of Category 2. But it's not necessarily secure, because it doesn't sound far, does it, when we say, well, you've got to finish at, your race finishes at 55.5. You're already at 53K. What's 2.5 kilometres? Well, it's a lot when you're climbing this beastie that is the Trunks Crescent climb as the finale to your racing, on top of all of those Ks you've raced before.
Yes, Jason Osborne now 18 seconds clear of this chase. This chase really starting to motor now. Knudsen leading it. Safrazadi is in business as well. Jones, Chugles, Daunt, they are all there the moment. Knudsen is not going to let Jason Osborne take away the 100 podiums without him. I think this is a push for a top 3 from Michael Knudsen. And if you need something to commit to, it's not a bad commitment to try and keep the tie with Jason Osborne on the number of podiums secured on the Sunday Race Club. And
I think for me, Knudsen's got to be thinking about who else is with him. He knows if he's got his teammate, a long-time teammate, say Safrazadi there, along with Jason Osborne and Michael Knudsen on those climbs. Those 3 could go, but Daunt is riding absolutely phenomenally. So is Leonard Chugles. Chugles, you talk about Daunt having a good month. Chugles has had a good start to the year 2026. You know, we're basically heading for halfway through 2026 in a couple of weeks. We'll be halfway through the Sunday race clubs for 2026. And at that point, if you look back at who's the best in the first half, Chugles has had one of the best starts to the year we've seen from him for a while.
disagree.
Put the date in your diary, folks.
Well, he has had a fabulous start to the year, and he's had some absolutely cracking performances, but he was on great form at the end of last year as well.
Yes, true. Just because you're good in one half of the year, I mean, you can't be good the following half of the year. Just taking a look at Sai Safrazadi. Sai Safrazadi at the moment, sitting in second position on the road at the moment. He's won the Sunday Race Club 12 times, 161 participations, 24 second places, 25 third places. I mean, Said is one of these riders that we know is super strong. We know that he's a great rider. And he rides across multiple disciplines, you know, from being indoors to outdoors to the road to, you know, we know he's a great stage racer. I mean, really interesting to see. It's great to see him back really on form here at the Sunday Race Club. He's ahead of Michael Knudsen and Ruben Dont, who are having their own ding-dong little battle against each other on the slopes here on this climb. Jones and Knudsen, along with Dont, are together. Tugels and Milostic are not far behind them either. And everybody's absolutely working. Probably the coolest and calmest of those characters at the moment is Ollie Jones. You can just see him. Although Jones is not the most demonstrative in terms of body position. He sits there, and the only time you see him move is when he sprints.
Well, occasionally you see him get out the saddle, but he really does like to be seated, as opposed to some of the other riders and racers who prefer to be stood. So Jones does indeed tap a great rhythm as well. And actually, do you know, he's so calming to watch in the middle of a really competitive race.
Okay. I have no words to answer that at all. Calming in the middle of a race. I don't think races should ever be calm.
No, he gives an aura of calm in the pain cave, I feel.
I feel there's an aura topic to be discussed at some point.
Anyway, Jason Osborne is clear at the moment in one. He's at the 54.9 kilometre marker. He's shortly got 500 metres left of this race. Safrazadi, Dont, Jones, Milostic, Knudsen are battling behind. Safrazadi, however, is doing the business on this climb today.
He's riding really well, isn't he?
That adrenaline surge has really pushed him on.
It's certainly kicking on here. Lyndon Milostic moving his way up into third position at the moment. They're chasing Jason Osborne. Osborne going through the climb checkpoint at the 55.1 kilometre mark. The first rider to take those points and to give himself the KOM jersey in its entirety at the top of the Trunks Crescent climb. So he's our first rider up over the top of that section, and he's going to be walking away with the polka dot skin suit.
Well, Osborne comes round. He's 23 seconds clear of Safrazadi, Jones, Knudsen, Tugels, Dont, Milostic behind. He's got around 100 metres to go until he sees the UCI banner. That is the end of the race. He takes the first rider to take 100 podiums on the Sunday Race Club. It's the world champion, Jason Osborne. Well, Ollie Jones now kicking. He's kicking hard and kicking strong here. 10 watts per kilo towards the end of the race. He wants to take second place today. The race is on behind. Jones is up and out of the saddle to secure second today. Tugels, Knudsen, Milostic. It's Tugels versus Knudsen behind for third. It is one big battle. Leonard Tugels is going to take third place today. The push is on in category 2 today as well. Gledness is there. Ken, Yazbek, Rhea, X100. They too are now battling for this race today. Gledness is 3 seconds up the road. Kay and now starts to motor. Jan Yazbek, 9 watts per kilo I've just seen from him. This is one big push for the final 150 metres of the category 2 race. Jan Yazbek is closing in on Harvard Gledness. Yazbek versus Gledness. Gledness is clear at the moment, but Yazbek is motoring. Does he run out of road? Yes, he does. But he's going to take second place today for Yazbek. What a race. What a move. Fabulous finish there in that category 2 race.
So category 1, Jason Osborne, Ollie Jones and Leonard Chugels, your podium, your top 3 riders, Gednes, Jan Jasbeck and Jakobs Rosniak taking the podium places in category 2. Category 3 just round the corner.
There's a big battle going on and Benjamin Brignall is part of it. He's chasing Thomas Evans at the moment. Evans up the road. The Irishman being chased by the Canadian. They're 13 seconds clear, these two riders, as we watch Brignall try and close the gap down. The UCI banner is just around the corner and Evans is going to get there in 1, Brignall in 2. What a battle out on the slopes today. Novosad, I think, will take 3rd place today in that category 3 race. Category 4, they're coming in as well.
So category 4, Rijkaard on his way up around these turns. He's ahead of Panu Alalusa. Alalusa looking to close the gap down, but 6 seconds at the moment. It's a big gap to Rijkaard. Rijkaard in that polka dot skin suit. Can he hold this? I think it's going to be his for the taking.
It is indeed. Felipe Rijkaard, the Brazilian rider in the polka dots, is going to take the win today here in Bhutan in category 4. The race is on behind. Panu Alalusa is looking clear of Arthur Corbani for 2nd and 3rd today. Loving the fact that both of them had their Bhutan beanies on.
Indeed, they did. You can get a Bhutan beanie, go out and ride, try and grab one somewhere along the lines. I'm sure there'll be a mission for one repeated. It's been one of our very popular missions on MyWhoosh. And don't forget, of course, the missions continuing all the way through. Now, really interesting, keeping an eye here on our riders. Vila Petter on to the climb here. He's got a lot of company here in category 5. Remember, we've had category 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 come through. Then we're looking now for category 5. Vila Petter leading Rod Loxley 22 seconds.
Yes.
50 seconds to Reimers. Wow.
No, the company is in category 3 and category 4 because Petter's done a phenomenal climb today here. You see the sun streaming through the window of the pain cave, the fan blowing. At 55 kilometres of racing. He's got 500 metres to go. That's all that's left. It's a 24-second gap back to Loxley, 54 seconds back to Reimers, then Bombacini, Bradley, they're all over 1 minute. Vila Petter is going to come through today in category 5. I cannot see that anything is going to stop him taking the win today.
Let's hope Emma has not put the commentator's curse on there. All sorts of things can happen. Remember, just like any form of cycling, we're all subject to the vagaries of mechanical things like bikes and chains and bars and saddle and pedals and shoes. Just snaps carbon shoes shows you just anything can happen. And that could be the difference. You know, it's not over till you get to that line. It's a good gap. It should be enough. But I've got my fingers crossed that no mechanical incidents happen to our riders on this final bit of the climb.
Positive thinking. And that's what Petter's got because he still is motoring his way towards that finish line today. Around 150 metres left. He's going to see the right-hand turn. On the other side of that right-hand turn is the UCI banner. He's going to spot it very, very quickly. Vila Petter is going to finish today in category 5 in the number 1 spot. To add to the polka dots, he's going to take away the yellow jersey. What a race. What a ride. And we had a glimpse into the pain cave as well.
Yeah, brilliant to see. Congratulations to Vila Petter, who comes over the line in the win in category 5. We're just dropping down with a man who is really making the front of category 6 his own. It's Diego Schwartz. He's currently ahead of Mike Broadbent, who at the moment has got Eric Vervoja behind him. Gonzalez and Cruz are not at this stage. There's still plenty of climbing in category 6 to come as well. And category 5, of course, we've still got podium places to see riders come in 2nd and 3rd.
We do indeed. Well, Mike Broadbent on the right-hand side of your screen has got Eric Vervoda for company. He's in the green skin suit of category 6 leading sprinter. But on the climb at the moment, Broadbent doing a phenomenal job trying to keep Vervoda on his heels. They're coming up to the 54-kilometre mark. They've got 1.5k to go. They are around 250 metres down, however, on Diego Schwartz. Schwartz leading the category 6 race.
So whilst Category 6 are making their way to the front, let's just round up your top 3 riders in Category 5. Philip confident in 1, Loxley coming through in 2, and Felix Reimers coming through in 3. In that Category 5 race, we'll be rounding up all of our categories before we leave the show here today, individually, as well as looking at that overall leaderboard. And for those of you that are just watching Mike Broadbent on here, you'll notice he's got the letters behind him, the FSC LV. That is his team on the Cycling Esports League. And don't forget, you could be running on Cycling Esports League on MyWhoosh. Jump on board. Also, great racing on there. We'll aim to cover that in the new podcast too.
Yes, interesting. Broadbent are part and parcel of the Level Racing team for the Sunday Race Cup, part and parcel of Full Speed events for the Cycling Esports League. But at the moment, Diego Schwartz is the rider who is pushing on and leading that Category 6 race, coming towards the final 1,000 metres now. As we watch Mikel Plantero from Category 1 just come underneath the banner, underneath the line for what will be 16th place in that Category 1 race.
All these riders starting to come together as they come to the top of the globe. Category 1's coming over the line. Category 2, 3, 4 and 5. Category 6, we're waiting for our winner. And I'll tell you something, Diego Schwartz, after last week battling it out in every category, he clearly wasn't downhearted by that. He's just gone, do you know what? Today is a new day. It's another Sunday. The Sunday Race Club is here each and every Sunday, and he's battling his way up towards the summit. Just diving in with Luke Kendall. Luke, nearly at the top of the climb. Good to see you, Luke. I hope you've enjoyed today's racing somewhere along the lines. I know it's a big hill finish, and I know it's warm, but Luke, on the other side of the globe from where we are here in Full Speed events, it's the shortest day there, riding.
Oh, look at that, the MyWhoosh Championship bottle. Luke, I do hope you're going to be on the start line in July, because we're going to love watching you race. Yep,
indeed. So hopefully he's going to be there. Another of our real characters, Rick Van Aert. Rick, I hope you're riding the MyWhoosh Championship. My goodness me. He's here over the top, and he's still got the energy to wave as he finishes the race. Well done, Rick. Hey, Netherlands champ there, just always smiling.
17th in that Category 1 race today, as Diego Schwartz in Category 6 goes underneath the polka dot banner to pick up the points in that competition. He's now going to drive this through to the line today.
So the Category 6 climbs competition. Schwartz has picked up 10 points. He's not going to take away the overall. That battle is between Kreuz and Vavoja, and Vavoja at the moment has the prime spot. It is literally going to come down to a point or two in this. I'm not going to speculate on the mass in the climbs competition. We'll leave that for the computers to do their work. But we're in with Diego Schwartz out of the saddle here, tapping that rhythm around 55.2 kilometres covered. Less than 300 metres to go now for Diego Schwartz. We saw him at the start of the race. He was ready to go race. We saw him partway through that race, tapping out that rhythm. He's coming to the top of the climb. Less than 200 metres to go now. He's going to be glad of that finish, but this is well deserved. 2 great weeks of racing from Diego Schwartz. He takes that right-hand turn. This is the run for the line.
Yes, he sees the UCI banner. He's going to go underneath in 1 today. Second last week. First today. Schwartz takes the win on the Sunday Race Cup. There's a round of applause on the other side of the studio as Matt cheers him through. I tell you, Mike Broadbent, though, going clear for second place ahead of Santiago Gonzalez. Top 3, Category 6 over the line.
We'll be bringing you all of the race results shortly. Don't forget you can catch up with them all on www.mywhooshinfo.com. And remember, of course, on mywhoosh.com, they are official. Once they've got that official seal of approval, you can see our top 20 live screen at the moment, with Harvard Gedness taking the win in Category 2, 14th position in terms of time, and 3:27 down on our overall winner, the fastest man of the day. No surprise to see the world champion stripes up at the top and going underneath our banner first. Qualifier race number 3, the final qualifier of the month before we go to the
Like, I was
finals
riding
next
with
Sunday,
Rick
the
then,
MyWhoosh Sunday race
and
will coming
then
to you each and every Sunday.
I don't
Emma,
remember his name.
what a
but it was
race we've had.
a really cool little race going on
We're starting to come
between
here
me
more
and,
regularly in terms of racing. And I think
Brazilian
the
guy.
Bhutan courses really deliver. What a great way
Let's have a look
to
at
round
his
out our
name.
qualifiers.
Yes. Do you know, the Eble the Ace and
I
the
think
Eble
he
the
got
Feet used to
caught
be
out
our
and he was
epic
behind.
courses on the
Would have been
Sunday
nice to
race
stay
club.
with him. I thought
Bhutan
he'd
is
catch
now,
us
I
back
think, lining itself up neatly alongside them. It really
finished
is
just behind me,
absolutely hardcore out there in Bhutan. And the riders and racers today,
No, James did
in
well.
all of the categories, the racing was
Frederick
superb.
13.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? And it was so good to see. Now let's go through category by category,
Gilberto
the
Marquez.
results as we have them
sure
at the
it was
moment. We're going
him,
to start with
but he
category 1.
finished
Jason
not far
Osborne
behind
taking
me.
away the win.
His light,
What a
61
way
kilos,
to get your
but
100th podium,
Yeah.
to do it with a win.
Yeah, it was indeed. And I tell you, Michael Ludson just missed out on his
It turns
100th
on my
podium.
numbers.
He's going to have to
Did I do
try again
today?
next week. Sorry, Michael. But fourth
So,
place, he really worked for that and he didn't quite get it.
282.
But Ollie
For the
Jones put it in a
race.
storming race. Tugels, Knudsen,
I mean,
Safra Zaidi, Milostic,
that's
the
in
young
line with
rider
what I'll
from
do.
Australia, putting
The
in a
last
great
time we
race
did
today.
that,
He's so good
I did
on the climbs. He
273.
really is.
I think for me that was almost the finish, the last climb, the way he rode that. I mean, he wasn't in the running early. He was just holding
I had a
positions,
much better
but then he
five-minute
went at the end.
power today as
It
well.
does almost indicate a wise old head on young shoulders. We'll have to wait and see how he progresses. I'm sure we'll see him plenty more on the Sunday Race Club. Let's move from category 1 to category 2.
So I came
Have goodness!
11th.
Oh, what a finish
Yes.
by him,
285
coming through to take that in the
5.8
end.
watts per kilo for
Brilliant
5
racing and riding by
minutes.
him.
Today, same race.
The way
I
that
did
these
3 watts
riders have
less.
ridden today in category 2, it was brutal. We were seeing breaks, we were
Pretty much
seeing
the same
gaps
amount
open,
of 5
but that
minutes
last
as well.
climb was really the
Just different
decider.
races.
Well, it was, but do you know what? The close
like
down
that
from
course,
Jan
though. That's
Yazbek
fine.
to come
Yes.
through for second place. If there'd been another 200
Long.
metres, Gledness might have been in real trouble
It's
for the
really
win.
long.
But Yazbek really
He's all
wanted
good.
second today and he worked for it and secured it.
Right,
So
yeah.
Rosniak coming through for third, Reha for fourth, Kalman
he
coming
third,
through
though?
for fifth.
Did it
Khan
different
came, we
well?
saw him, you know,
He's
really working hard early on in that race
20
today.
minutes
He
today
comes
for
through for
1.6.
sixth place.
very
X100,
rarely
who was
hit
off the
5
front,
watts
finishes
per
in
kilo
ninth.
for 20 minutes
Lewis
on
Ridley
MyWhoosh.
rounds out the top
Weird.
10.
Same bike,
Some
same
great
trainer.
racing in all our
same
categories. Let's
gradient
move from category 2 to
settings.
category 3, where
Just
we
different
saw
races,
great
I think.
racing as well. That chase down by Benjamin
It's
Brignall. He was so close to Thomas
5.1
Evans,
is
Wills,
the
but
highest
Evans
watts per kilo.
didn't panic. He kept that
5.3.
pressure on and
5.3.
came over the line. Really, really good riding by Evans and Brignall at the front. Nova said
Oh, no, that
they
a
was
world
chasing to the line,
champion.
and in the end was clearing
Yeah,
that third
definitely.
place.
It was, and it was
I remember
just
for
such a
that.
good race to see.
for the 20
Brignall
minutes
really
there.
working and just
Yeah.
not making the catch. Thomas Evans really doing the
But then
business
my highest
out there.
5 minutes.
It was
says on
strong,
MyWhoosh.
strong racing from him.
6.4.
Interestingly,
So, yeah.
Sebastian Rask, who we saw secure that polka dot skin suit, finishing
that.
in
It's
17th
different.
place today. 1
I'm
minute,
actually running
59
Zwift in the
seconds
background
back.
as well.
And it just shows you
So
go
that,
out and get those points on
including
those
the
first two
warm-up, was 1
climbs,
hour,
and they
56
do set the
minutes.
foundation
And
for
78
that
kilometres on
last
tempo
climb and how
speed.
you then perform. It could be that you don't need to get the points on that last one. So let's take a look at category 4,
I just
where we
wondered
do
how,
see the riders coming
far
in
I've only
over
got
the
3
line.
power meters on
We
the
could
bike.
just see
Walter
Rijkaard
Zwift.
coming in,
for
5
jewellery
seconds
combi.
clear of
Mm.
Alalusa
Trainer.
there.
That's
Kabani,
quite funny.
the youngster, coming in with a good ride as well. He's good to see him, but coming back into the top 10, coming in his 6th position. And Ryan Giuliano, after battling all the way through in those sprints with Angarita, inside the top 10 as well.
Yes, he was indeed. Giuliano normally
Jeez.
goes well on this
Yeah.
course. Angarita riding strongly. And Neil Ungara, also one of the riders for me who's been really consistent at the moment in category 4.
Well, let's see if that consistency translates to being a podium next week in our finals. We move on to our last 2 categories. So let's start with category 5. Category 5, we saw Villa Petticoat over the line ahead of Rod Loxley. Felix Reimers rounding out the top 3. Bombertini coming through in 4th position. A real mix of riders. The top 10 rounded out by Junior Silva, who we didn't see on our screens today that I remember. But I have to say, the this climb has separated these out. There's a few seconds between everybody here.
Yeah, they really got spread out on that final climb, and I'm really not surprised. The first climb, we saw 17 riders go clear in Category 5, but, well, by the time we got to the end, it was ones and twos with gaps all the way through the field. But do you know what, we say that some of the gaps are not that big. We're sort of talking 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. We're not talking sort of 30 or 40-second gaps between riders.
We're definitely not. Let's move on to Category 6, our last category that we're going to cover on the show here today, because we've been right the way through from Category 1 to Category 6. This was great racing. I mean, where to start here? There's so much to unpick here. Xavier Maillard, after hardly seeing him all race, comes into 6th place. You've got runners like Kroos, who was battling out with that early lead. He's the rider who takes away the polka dot skin suit in 4th place. But Vosja, taking away a sprint skin suit in 3rd. Sprint on this mountain day comes in 3rd. Then Mike Broadbent, one of the real stalwarts of the racing scene on MyWhoosh. Great push by him. Couldn't quite close down Diego Schwartz. Diego Schwartz rewarded. We saw him punch in the air in delight. And that sums up for me. That's so fantastic to look into people's pain cave and see that emotion when they take that win. We know he's been working hard for that, as all our riders do. Today it was his day to be rewarded.
Yeah, so it's going to be so interesting to see what happens in Category 6 in the finals next week, because there are a number of riders from Gacek to Svans to Broadbent who are really coming into some fabulous form, and I'm looking forward to the race next week.
I'm certainly looking forward to it too. I hope you will be joining us to see how all these riders do. It's our finals, so the team competition coming into play. Quick shout out now, please guys, get your entries, get your team sorted as soon as you can. It does make our life a lot easier, just in terms of not having to work through the night in the run-in on the last day into Sunday race. I'm trying to work out who's in which team, where and when. So the sooner you get those sorted, please get it sorted as soon as you can. I know there's a lot on for everybody in the MyWhoosh community at the moment. There's submissions on the go at the moment. We've got, of course, the Cycling Esports League on the go, the Apex Racing as well. We've also got, of course, our Tier 1 Racing. There is also added into that the potential of the treasure hunt as well. So going to be seeing how that plays out. That's going to be coming, I think it's before, it may well be before the 27th, but it could be any time. So do keep your eyes on social media at MyWhoosh for that as well. Our teams are going to be getting ready for the finals. They're also going to be getting ready for the MyWhoosh Championships. If you haven't entered yet and you plan on riding, or you might ride, or you might in some strange parallel world ride, please get your entries in. Just do it, because it does mean that you've got a chance to be in if you need to. Emma's desperately trying to get out of commentating to ride. It's not happening.
No. I want to be in here. I want to be watching. We get to watch so much of the racing.
But yes, do make sure you subscribe and hit that button on YouTube. Emma, the coming week, what's happening for you in the coming week before we come back for our finals?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do when I leave the commentary box today is I am going back into France because I have my season's pass on MyWhoosh for the new French world. So I'm enjoying exploring that at the moment.
And you're going to be on there in about how long from now if you're watching live?
Probably by the time I've sorted myself out, maybe in about 45 minutes to an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. So if you get your timing right, you might be able to join Emma in France on MyWhoosh. Don't forget, what else? Anything else happening this week, Emma?
That's where I go up on the climb.
I've got a lot more editing to do for the new podcast that we got out. So there's another episode due to launch. Episode 2 is going to. I'm counting, working out how many we've. There's one out. It's going to be number 2. That's coming out this week. And watch out for some more to shows 3 and 4, and getting lots of preparation in, ready for the MyWhoosh Championships. We've already started on that. So there's a lot to get unpicked and ready for that. So I'm really looking forward to that, and a bit of backpack as well on the way through. If you've been watching, if you enjoy the show, hit like, hit follow, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you along for our finals next week. Don't forget, whilst you're online, download the app on iOS, on Android, or on Windows. Make sure that you give MyWhoosh follows at MyWhoosh on Instagram. You can follow Emma at biking_Emma. Follow me at Matt Fix Pain. Follow the new podcast at MyWhoosh
Best
Racing.
ever 1 hour
And
25.
don't forget
That's not exactly true.
to get
My
on
best
your
ever
bike.
ride on
Get
Zwift.
riding. There's nothing like it out there to make
That
you
sucks
feel
when you
good
do
than
that,
sitting
because
on
you
your
know you
bike
could have
turning
pushed
those
a bit
pedals
harder.
around.
Definitely
I'm going to be
could.
heading to do that. I'm going to
1
be
hour
riding
10.
for the last hour of the
I'll check
longest
on
day in the
Intel.
Northern Hemisphere, as well as riding for the first hour today. That's my summer solstice special.
That's pretty cool.
I hope
if
you've
it's,
enjoyed the racing. It's been special for us. I hope it's been special from you. But from Emma and myself and all of the
was my
team
best
behind the
ever.
scenes who make it all possible for us to put words to the action, enjoy your riding. We will see you the other side of the solstice. From Emma and myself, goodbye.
What was it, 120? Yeah, probably 82. Nah, 310 is my best. All my best long distance times are on my whoosh anyway. Because the races are longer. Oh no, 310. What's that? This ride. That was done in December. Tommy. Tommy won. He's back in category 1 next week. What a plonker, Tom. Oh, he could be on my team then. Did he win the KOM? Yep. Sprints? Yep. Alright, I'm out. See you later.